Good morning, everybody. My name's Charles. Welcome back. We're down here in Rock Hall, Maryland, and as you can tell, we're on the water. And that's for a very good reason. My brother is buying a boat. Last year, we bought my boat out in Detroit. Well, this year, he's buying a boat down here in Maryland because he works in New York City. It's a lot cheaper on the water than it is in an apartment. So he's buying a boat. And there she is. Oops, that's the wrong way. There we go. Let me turn you around and get a better look at this thing. So it's a 40-foot Island Packet, 1995, and she comes fully loaded. So, in short, my brother is currently paying $5,000 a month for an apartment in New York City, whereas he can buy a slip across the river for $1,000 a month. Rent a slip, I should say. So, monetarily,
it's just good business.
He'd been looking for a little while, and as the stars aligned this year, just kind of like last year it lined up for me, this year it lined up for him. So I got my dream boat last year, which is not nearly on the caliber of this thing, but I found mine last year, and then it just happened to work out where he was able to actually find this boat. So again, 95 Island Packet 40. It's a really nice looking boat, really well equipped. I believe the owner was involved with the Island Packet Yacht Club down here in the Chesapeake, or president of the club or something, I don't know. Beautiful boat. We did peek around it a little bit last night, but today is a sea trial day. So we're all going to hop on the boat, or at least most of us are going to try to hop on the boat and go for a sail. Luckily, it's 75 degrees out. Beautiful day. We're just waiting on the broker to get here. All right, well, they are getting ready to depart. My dad and I are actually gonna sit back here and dock sit and make sure nobody takes our parking spot while they're gone. But we've got everything up and running. They're gonna take out, do their motor thing. My dad and I are gonna actually head way down that way to the other end of the marina where the bay opens up and get ready. So maybe we can get lucky and get some drone shots if they've got going by, hopefully with the sails up, but we'll see.
Slowly to wide open throttle while I get a bunch of crap off your engine. Then back down, and then we can run the sails up.
You want to do motor mounts or anything? We are.
No, I really don't do the motor mounts of the power or the sailboats.
Okay, here's your job. I want when we get out there, we're gonna run it up to wide open throttle. I want you to remember what the RPM is. Okay. And take a look at our speed when we're doing that. All right. Okay.
We got knots.
Perfect.
We got speed over ground because we don't have that.
I have it here.
Oh, okay, great.
All right, pardon my vantage point, but you can see, I don't know if I can zoom in any farther. I can. They are hoisting the sails out there. So hopefully in a few minutes we'll be able to zing the drone out and go take a peek. Welcome aboard this Island Packet 40. We'll do a full, more in-depth tour when we come back down in a few weeks to actually bring her home. But, I mean, if we come back here and we look, this isn't no fisheye lens. This is like full space, right? I'm 6 feet tall. I got 4 inches of headroom up here. It's beautiful inside. Lots of woodwork. Got these fancy latches at work. My brother's got a video more of the whole boat. I'll link that below if it's set to be linked. But that's down here, and it's dual cabin, so you've got a head in the very front of the V-berth, but then you've got this cabin here that I'm in. Then you have the main saloon area with seating on both sides, chart table, electronics, galley in the back corner, and another whole cabin back here with its own thing, right? So got a bathroom in here, but then we have our own cabin in here too. So like plenty of room. Gorgeous looking boat. The sea trial went great. Only a couple of minor things that they're going to work on trying to have the seller take care of. I guess there's a hose on the head in the front that is kind of kinked and probably needs to be replaced. I think that was one of them. We'd need to just double check the propane in the propane locker as far as the hose go. I think one hose is dry rotted, so we'll have to replace a hose, or they might have the seller do it. Masthead light, the tricolor, and anchor light weren't working. We're not sure what that was, so they're going to check that out. All this stuff is going to be taken care of by the seller as far as we know. Or if we turn around and we say, hey, not a big deal, don't worry about it, then maybe that just gets reflected in the purchase price. But again, I just figured I'd jump on board real quick and kind of give a real quick look at how the inside of this boat is. We've got radar everywhere. We got plotters. We got, it is fully kitted out, autopilot with a push of a button at the helm. Like, beautiful boat in great condition, was taken care of very well. Everything went really well in the sea trial. According to everybody, the motor ran strong, sales were great. Like, and then out here on deck, I mean, it's a traditional Packet, right? She's built well. We got dual anchors on the front with a windlass. We got a self-tacking jib in the staysail. We've got a Dutchman system on the main for reefing and lazy jack, stacking and all that stuff. Solar vents on some of the vents. Great dorades everywhere else. Like, it's in beautiful shape. The only, it's an older boat though, so there are things like the varnish, right, that we have to take care of. And my brother will have all the time in the world to do that. So that's pretty cool. But otherwise, beautiful enclosures back here. There's everything else that go on it, screen canopies, all that stuff. Dinghy with an outboard, like fully ready to go. All right, we're driving home. Sorry about the blurriness. It's kind of low light at the moment. So it's about 7:30. So it's been a long day of driving, but we are heading back home, and it was a really good time down there. The boat is a great boat. It's really well maintained. The previous owner was very meticulous with his record keeping, things like that. Had a whole filing system, kept a detailed logbook of, it looks like every trip he had ever had with it. I believe what the gentleman was saying was that the previous owner used to be into sailboat racing, and then sold the racers and then got the cruising boat or something like that. And now I think his son is actually racing sailboats, and the owner is selling it to retire from cruising and kind of crew for the son. I think that's what they said. I don't know for sure, but don't quote me on it, but I think that's what they said. But they went out on the boat and it went really well. Everything was ship shape, pardon the pun. Motor ran really good, and especially considering the hours that are on the motor. I think it's got like 6,000 hours on it, and we're not sure if/when the last time it was serviced was, but it ran really strong, really well. Not a whole lot of quirky things to it. That's the interesting part about having a boat that actually, A, costs some money, and B, has had somebody maintain it and keep track of it, right? You're not finding all of the MacGyvered fixes of everything on the boat. Everything's just the way it is. Likewise with his record keeping, everything was documented and noted. We saw scraps of paper that had like wiring codes and diagrams for probably for like the autopilot and stuff, and the NEMA 183 I think is in it. But everything else seemed to work. We did get the radar working. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to read a radar yet, so I couldn't tell you what the green and red dots were, but it worked, which was interesting. Everything on I think the only thing they don't have in is the knot meter, the speed over water, you know, the little paddle wheel. I think the transducer is just removed and it's just got a cap over it. It's just got the dummy plug in it. And honestly, I can get my speed from my Navionics app on my iPad, which is fine by me. But everything else was really well taken care of. Lots of cushions and covers and everything taken care of with the boat. It was really well maintained, and it's a great boat for it. And my brother's going to be in a much better spot in this boat than he is in this tiny, cramped New York City apartment that he's currently got. So all in all, very good trip. A lot of driving, but a very good trip. And thankfully, it wasn't like driving to Detroit back and forth multiple times in the winter. This was half the distance and much better weather. So really good weekend. I'm really happy for him. It's a really great boat, and he's going to really love it, which is awesome. And of course, now that means I need to really fix mine up to be anywhere near on the level of the quality that his is. So I guess we're going to have to start planning some long-term projects on my Catalina to try to catch up. But anyway, I'm going to head home, and we'll keep an eye out for his sailing channel on YouTube. Hopefully it gets up, and I'm pretty sure it'll be called either Project Numa or The Numa Project, but it's not spelled how you think. Think Tool. Anyway, take care. We'll see you next time.
My escape is the sea, gotta find a way to get there, and I'm not sure if it'll all turn out wrong. Gonna find me a boat and cast off the lines. If anyone asks for me, tell them I'm gone. Don't bother looking or trying to find me. I'm leaving the dark without care, but I'm sure to be happy wherever I'm going. I'll drop you a line when I get there.